Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Board YouTube channel for your Monday pick and roll for January 27th. It's time for a brand new week of NBA betting on the channel here, presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook. We've had a pretty good run of bets on this show, and every show, regardless, has been entertaining with analysis of the entire slate, free picks, answering your questions, and whatever else comes up along the way. So if you guys do enjoy what you see from the show today, please make sure you do hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel for more content every weekday morning. We do have a free picks from PipsNBA, my co-host, every weekday morning right here. So you got to be subscribed. You got to have that notification bell turned on. Usually I recap the show on my own. I'll bring in Pip for a bit of a recap of this one here because it was an 0-1 Friday. Eric Gordon, we had the bet on under 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Ended up with 18. The expectation was Eric Gordon was going to play 27 to 30 minutes, but Nick Nurse had different ideas and loaded up on minutes. Did he end up leading Philadelphia in minutes in that game, Pips?
Yeah, I don't know, but it was close. Like he just he was just kept playing him like season high in minutes by like a huge margin, and he didn't get he played 38 minutes and only got like 8 shots. So like one shot per like I don't know 6 minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like so, yeah, he got 10 more minutes than I expected, and he shot 4 from 4 from 3. Like if he was 2 for 4, we win, and 2
Yeah.
out of 4 is still above average. So crazy game by Eric Gordon, and the threes were pulled up for like 30 feet, which is also crazy. But nothing to do there. Like I still think this is a fine bet.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Tough with the minutes there. Very, very tough with the minutes there. You showcased to me that after 31 minutes, he was still under, and that was more minutes than you were expecting. And yeah, he just hit everything.
I
And
mean,
unfortunately, lost that.
everyone had him under 30 minutes. Like I'm like even like some like projections. Every
Yeah.
projections had him like 24, 26. He gets 38. So
Yeah.
yeah, great
It
credit. Yeah.
happens. It's part of betting. We'll get lucky wins. We'll get unlucky losses. It's just the nature of things. We'll jump into the slate here just a sec. Let's say what's up and good morning to everyone watching. Good friend chilling there. Anthony Serbo, Jorge L, Bobby Turner, your friend James, D. Shifty, BRB as well. We've got some people coming off of a good Sunday of NFL betting. Make sure you guys check out the Forward Progress YouTube channel at FWD Progress HQ on YouTube and Twitter. For our football content from the Hammer, but over here, it's about the NBA. We'll get it rolling here. Any particular game to start off with today, or shall we go top of the slate for this one?
Let's go from top.
All right, from the top, we have the Detroit Pistons away at the Cleveland Cavaliers, a 10.5-point spread in this one. The Pistons, as we know, been playing a lot better ball this season. We expect Cade Cunningham to eventually be an all-star. I mean, what a season it would be if the Pistons do manage to stay in this 6th position in the Eastern Conference. But they are playing against the Cavaliers, who are 36-9, but they've lost 3 games in a row. Lost to the Rockets, lost to the Sixers, and also lost to the Rockets again. So some fragility showing in Cleveland. What's been the issue, if anything, in the last 3 games?
They play Houston Rockets. So
Yeah. Oh, well, that's it then.
yeah. Yeah, they played the beast named Eamon Thompson. So he cooked them, man. Like he cooked them. Like it was so incredible. Like he looked everyone on defense and on the offense. Like when we missed, he was there catching off the rim and dunking stuff. Yeah, great game from our side. And yeah, I don't know. Like offense is still the best in the league. Like when you look at the last 15 games, the Cal is still number 1 offense, but their defense is 3rd worst over the last 15 games. So their defense collapsed. I think it's a bit of a shooting variant. Like they play a lot of 3-2 zone, or I'll say even 2-3 zone, which is incredible. That's not played by a ton of teams, but they had always success with it. And teams are just shooting like hot. Like even my Rockets, who one of the worst shooting teams in the league. I think we are ranked as 29th when it comes to 3-point shooting, and we scored every three. Like, so I think there is a bit of a shooting variance going there against them on the defensive side. The offense is still great, and like they put 120 on the Rockets twice, which is insane. Uh, so yeah, I just think a bit of a shooting variance are going against them, but overall they should be fine. Missed 3 games without Mobley, defense tanked.
That doesn't help.
Yeah, so I think they played a lot of minutes with like Wade at 4, Niang at 4, playing like, yeah. When you have Mitchell and Garland, and then you have like a 4 that's not great on defense, your defense will be your defense will be terrible. So overall, nothing to worry about, in my opinion.
On the game today, anything to bet on?
Yeah, I'm just looking at one bet, trying to see the correlation, and it's actually on Cade. I'm just looking at how he performs against teams that have a good paint defense, and it doesn't look great for him. He's under a ton of these games. Uh, yeah, he's under in ton of these games, and I'm just looking at the guys who are similar to him on the assists. Yeah, just looking at it. Do you think there is a chance for Cleveland to run away in this one? 10.5 spread, definitely showing that as a possibility. Um,
There's always a chance.
yeah. In January, he didn't cover in a ton of these games. Uh, kind of like don't know what's the best numbers on this, but Cade under 9.5 assists looks should be good.
Okay.
Let me just check rebounds and assists. Yeah, that's a bit worse.
He's
Assist
fine.
looking, yeah, it's
Nine
nine
and
and
a
a
half.
half. Yeah, 9.5 assists under. I know there is a minus 150 now there widely available book.
Yeah.
Um, my see this is what's the price on FanDuel? I think it's juice now.
FanDuel's minus 130, and then
Yeah, that
we could probably do minus 125 for the show.
yeah. There are a lot of minus 125. Minus 115 out there. So go grab minus 115, but we are going minus 25 for the show.
All right.
Kate Cunningham on and under 9.5 assists. I need to show. I didn't add.
Yeah,
Let me
add your
just
screen.
second.
It's fine.
Uh, Here you go. So I'll go through the exact process on the season. When you look at Cade, it looks like that he's covering this in more than games than not, which is crazy. Like he covered 9.5 assist line in more games than he didn't, like 53%. But he is just a second. Going to do a paint. Going to use a filter for paint points allowed. Uh, so when he's playing teams who are like bottom of the league in paint defense, look at this. Crazy correlation. When he's playing like teams who are below average in pay defense, he hit this 11 straight games. But other way around, when he's playing teams who are uh, above average paying defense, he hit this in only 6 out of 19. And if you go even further, he hit this in 4 out of 13 games, averaging only 8 assists a game. And in the game against the Cleveland Cavaliers earlier this season, where it wasn't a blowout, he got full 35 minutes in that game. He had 6 assists on 9 potential assists. So only nine potential assists in the game against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and you have a 9.5 line. And overall, Cavaliers allowing 10th least assists, and Mobley back, so their defense should be better. And they should be back to playing really hard, and they could blow out this Cleveland Cavaliers team.
All right. There's our first play under 9.5 assists for Cade Cunningham. We're going to play at minus 125. But shop around as always, especially watching the other day. Find the best price available in your market, but we can play this up to the minus 130 also available at FanDuel. All right, let's keep things moving here. We'll interrupt here for a moment for our word from our presenting sponsor on the board YouTube channel, the FanDuel sponsor. Still, great opportunity to sign up if you are a new customer with the NBA season heating up. As you watch your favorite teams and players, check out FanDuel to make every NBA moment even more rewarding with America's #1 sportsbook. Such an easy sportsbook to use with a great interface, easy to find all the different markets available, and there are plenty of these markets, from same-game parlays to tons of live betting options, quarter props, 10 plus, 15 plus, 20 plus, all the way up to sometimes 50 plus point markets. These markets are posted quickly with fair pricing, and if you do find those winners, you can get that money back into your own account quickly with speedy withdrawal. Then right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Yes, $200. So next time you get a hunch on who is going to win or how many points a player will score, bet it on FanDuel and watch your picks come to life. Just visit FanDuel.com/board, BOARD, the name of the channel. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NBA. But must be 21 plus and present in select states for candidates in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in DC. First online real money wager of only $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued with nonwithdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit fanduel.com/RG. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelpline.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York. Now, we'll keep things moving down to the next game on the slate. Lakers against the Charlotte Hornets. Lakers favored by 5.5. They haven't been, watching them, the most impressive team this season. Net rating would also suggest that, but they're 25-18, and the name of the game is winning. The Lakers are doing that, and favored to do so against Charlotte here. How do you feel about the matchup today?
Yeah, I expected I don't know, this should be. Let me just check quickly the. So LeBron is probable, AD is probable. No, yeah, this should healthy Hornets, healthy Hornets team. No opinion on the game, but I mean, I think this is fair. I think -5.5 is completely fair, especially with everyone healthy. Lakers should win this, and yeah, that's it.
I agree.
A ton of games on the board. This is not the one I'm looking forward to, honestly.
No problem.
Betting wise on the props. Yeah.
A lot of games to go through with the big slate today. If you have any bets that you want a reaction to later on, send them into the chat, and we will react to them a little bit later on in the show, as always. You can send them in now. I'll queue them up for later. And you can guarantee, a better chance of seeing it on show if you send it in now rather than right at the end of show when we're wrapping things up. Next up is a battle of Florida. We have Orlando away at the Miami Heat. 1 point on the spread for this one. The Magic are starting to get a little bit healthier. The Heat, bit of turmoil surrounding the team right now with the Jimmy Butler situation, should be resolved, or maybe won't go resolved in the next week and a half as we get closer to the trade deadline. But anything to target in this game here?
Tough one. I waited for. I hoped to have a bet on Paolo Banchero rebounds and assists, but unfortunately, it got steamed real bad. The best price currently I see in the market is -135. I got +100 30 minutes ago.
Things move quick.
Yeah, this was interesting line. So if you have local or any other stuff, if you can find Banchero over 11.5 at +100 to -120, that should be great one to bet. Yeah, that's it.
All right, no worries.
Everything for this game is Banchero rebounds and assists. If you can find anywhere, I don't see it on the board anymore, but anyone else, sure.
We'll keep it moving then. The weird slate. I mean, the amount of games that are at the same time. I don't know why the NBA continues to do this when they could stagger these minutes a lot more. But that's not what we're worried about here. We have Sacramento, 10.5-point favorites on the road in Brooklyn. Brooklyn done a fantastic job of tanking. They've lost 6 games in a row. They've lost 9 of their last 10. They were winning way too much and said no more. And they may get even worse in the next week or so towards the trade deadline. Anything to bet on in this game here?
Yes, we are going to Keegan Murray over 17.5 points and assists. Points and rebounds, pardon. Points and rebounds. Minus 125, wild available.
Okay.
Up to minus 130. Okay with minus 130, but minus 125.
So we've had this one. This one's been hit early at FanDuel, but 17
Yeah.
and a half is the line that we are looking for on points and rebounds. 125 is the price you said, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that one works.
This one looks incredible. I'll show you guys. First off, starting with points. 30 plus minutes with Sabonis and DeRozan hit this in 23 out of 30, averaging 21.3 points and rebounds. That's 2.5 over the line, 3.5 over this line. So I think it's a great edge. Overall, points wise, incredible matchup. As you can see, scores most of his points spot up. It's really green, a lot of green here. So against spot up, 37% of his points. That's fourth worst. Transition, 27% of his points, fifth worst. Also terrible against free throws. We can see that he's scoring some of his points again from the corners. That's where Nets allow the most in the league. No one even close. And we can look at the. I had a bet on Twitter. I don't know if anyone's seen on Sunday. Duncan Robinson against the Nets. It was like 5 minutes into the third quarter. Cash, easy one. Similar players like Jovic and Duncan Robinson, Brandon Miller, Keegan Murray himself, Michael Porter Jr., Lauri Markkanen, all the similar types to Keegan Murray. Over in 7 out of 8 against the Nets this season. 30 points over on average against their closing lines on FanDuel, which is incredible. So yeah, looks like a unbelievable matchup for Keegan. And Keegan himself had 29 points and rebounds already against the Nets earlier this season, and everyone was playing that game besides Malik Monk, so it's not like someone was huge out. Lately, improved shooting, finally shooting over 40% in January. Everything looks great for this one.
All right, there is our second play of the day. It'll be Keegan Murray over 17.5 points plus rebounds, minus 125. That'll go with our earlier bet on Cade Cunningham. And again, let's keep things moving forward here. Okay, how about this question? If you can't find if you don't have access to the price, make sure you have. I would recommend this one's pretty widely available, so make sure you have enough out to try and get this. But for whatever reason you can't, would you play just a points line on Keegan Murray as well?
11.5 up to the same price. Up to
Okay.
the same price. I'll show you like quickly again. I took the rebounds because line is six rebounds higher. Like that's 6. But he averaged 8 rebounds a game. So we get an edge of 1 point, 1 rebound, I would say. And against the Nets, he had 8 rebounds. So I think he could add a bit value with rebounds. So always my first thing is points. That's like why I'm going through it to him. But I did find some additional value in rebounds, so I took points and rebounds combined. But yeah, obviously I'll always like points when I like points and rebounds.
Okay, next game, Memphis at the Knicks. Memphis 3.5 point underdogs here. This is an interesting matchup here with the Knicks near the top of the East, 30-16, winners of 3 in a row. Grizzlies 31-15, 6 wins in a row. Interesting matchup. How do you think this one will play out?
Could see Memphis covering this. They are really good. Like,
Yeah,
I was surprised that they are plus 3.5. Like, Knicks they're playing well, but they have some like like they are not like very consistent winning wise. Like we can see that their wins. Uh, they lost to the Wolves by 17, to the Pistons by 5, then blown out by Thunder, lost to the Bulls, lost to the Orlando without Banchero and Franz Wagner. So almost a close game against the Nets, which is crazy. Like yeah, so it's not like they've been like playing some like very
It's
like
not convincing.
yeah, it's not convincing. Yeah, yeah, that's the good word for it. And on the other side, we have Memphis. When they are healthy, they are just destroying teams. Like
Yeah.
they won how many, like 6 in a row now, and yeah, they've been blowing out every team that's not great, and against great teams like Houston Rockets, uh, that's their two last defeats. It was a one possession loss, like by 2 and by 3 against Houston Rockets. But they won in the against the Wolves, against the Dallas, against the Spurs, Wolves again. Yeah, they've been rolling really, and the most of the losses came with Ja Morant being out. So yeah, Ja Morant, Desmond Bain, and when the core is in, and they have so many role players. But this is the interesting matchup because we have like highest pace team in the league and the slowest pace team in the league. I'm really interested in which side will go. Like, do we have an average pace, or Memphis
Yeah. Does it meet in
can
the
get the
middle?
yeah, really interesting to see. Like I for sure know that Memphis will push. You know, Memphis will try to push because that's their game. Like tire them out, and knowing that Tips is playing guys 44 minutes,
Yeah.
it will be interesting to see how they will go in the fourth after the Memphis push the tempo up. So
That's
yeah,
true.
yeah. So I think Memphis is covering this. I think this is a huge, good, not huge, but a big mismatch for the Knicks pace wise,
Okay.
defense wise, and stuff.
We shall see. Betting wise, is there anything on this game?
Yeah. So I need to decide which side I'm going because I like a couple of spots in this one. But I'm going to Mikel Bridges over 17 and a half. And yeah, the only book that don't have the line there is FanDuel.
Yeah, they're at plus
There,
100
yeah,
at 18 and a half now.
yeah, yeah. But there are some minus 115s
Yeah.
out there. I'd say multiple
Yeah.
on widely available books. So we are going to bet it at minus 115, 17 and a half. I would say Mikel is. I'll have like one thing to say about Mikel Bridges because uh, I usually hate home and away splits for players. Like when someone goes with that as the part of analysis, I would say that's bullshit. But it's actually a thing with Mikel Bridges. And I checked a lot of the data for this one. And at home, he has 63% true shooting. And away games, he had 54% true shooting. So 9% difference in true shooting at home and away. And he has even higher usage in the home games and average 4 points more in home games. That was the thing the last season as well, in this season. So it's a like 100 game sample size, which is not something huge. But I think I checked. Usually it's the matchups. So sometimes he got to play away at the easier matchups and at home but it's not the case. I checked it. It's actually he had more difficult matchups in the home games, and still producing way better. So
Right.
going to the Pops Madness, this one it's pretty clear. I'll just open Michael Bridges. So it's pretty clear that when you look at the home games, but I need to exclude that one crazy game against the OKC Thunder because they just didn't let him do anything. So if you look at this, at home, averaging 21 points a game, like I'll just exclude this. So at home, averaging 20.9 points a game. Over this line in 16 out of 22. And when you look at the away games, over in 7 out of 22 and averaging 15.9 points a game. So that's 6 points, 5 points difference between home and away games. It's crazy actually when you look at this. Like just contrast, like
Yeah.
on the numbers. Yeah, yeah. So matchup wise, incredible matchup. On the good side. Even though the Memphis are sixth best defense in the league, uh, I watched a lot of games from them, and they almost always double opposing best players. That's like been the thing. And now they have two targets. It's Brunson and Towns. So what I'm thinking about this game, Jalen Wells on Brunson, Jaren Jackson Jr. On Towns, or they put a big on Towns and help with Jaren Jackson Jr. Either way, tough game for both Towns and Jalen Brunson. So that opens up a lot for role players, which is Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby. And I like Mikal Bridges a bit more in this one. Looking at the numbers, uh, he scores a lot of points from the behind the 3-point line. Like 40% of his points come from the three. Memphis allows third most threes in the entire league. They allow a ton of in transition points, sixth most, ton of to pick and roll ball handlers, ton of off screen. Like overall, like incredible matchup. Play type, shooting zone, like everything. Really good matchup. And then knowing additionally, like defensive scheme will be in his favor as well. And yeah, I like this spot for Mikhail, like numbers. I think this should be 18.5. I like the line on FanDuel, and still I will lean over. So getting 17.5 minus 115 is great.
All right, there is our third bet of the day. Mowing through the slate today. Big slate and quite a few bets to go with. Make sure you guys have hit that like button if you are enjoying the show so far. Makes a big difference to help us reach some new viewers. And subscribe for shows like this every weekday morning. You like the free picks? You can get them every day, Monday through Friday, right here on the Board YouTube channel presented by FanDuel. Next game up, is the New Orleans Pelicans away at the Raptors. Raptors all of a sudden playing good basketball. They've won I think they've won 5 of their last 6 games now. They've been winning games. 2 wins in a row against the Hawks. They beat the Magic, lost to the Bucks, but beat the Celtics and the Warriors before that. And they come here where they have been playing well at home this season, especially as of late, as 1-point underdogs against the Pelicans. Pips, I know you have an interest in this game today. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I like Scotty Barnes, 6+ assists, and I'll combine that with Trey Murphy. So Trey Murphy over 2+ threes and 15+ points.
All right.
His growth this season have been like he could be like in the conversations about most improved players. I know the record for the
Pelicans.
yeah, it's
not very
been
good.
terrible. Yeah, so let me just open like stuff and show you guys how he's been performing lately. He's been really good. Like I think that could be an understatement. Like if you take a look at his last 26 game for Trey Murphy, he's been averaging 22.3 points a game. Pretty consistent
Wow.
16 15 plus. Like if you take a look at the 15 plus, like this is incredible. He scored 15 plus in 24 games and didn't cover against the Hawks and the Knicks, 3 from 14 shooting. So a bit of poor shooting in that game. Matchup wise, looking at play types, like this is probably one of the best top 4 I ever seen. Spot up, Raptors 8th most, allowing 9th most transition, the most free throws, and the second most handoffs. So this is like he's 80% of his points, and Raptors are bottom 8 in all 4. Uh, Also, a ton of points above the break 3. Raptors allowing a ton of from corners and above the break 3. So he's scoring like 55% of his points from 3, and Raptors are just allowing a ton of in every possible way. And also 34 at the rim, Raptors 6th most at the rim. I like. I know you are like listening to this as a Raptors fan, and yeah, you
Yep.
guys allow a lot of from everywhere.
Yep.
Uh, yeah, and also I wouldn't be surprised if we see collapsing on Zion. Could help,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm not guessing anymore for the Raptors. I just think this number is off.
Agreed.
2+3s scored for. This is even more insane. But Trey Murphy scored 2+3s in 25 out of the last 26. Only one game he didn't score, and it was one from four in a blowout loss to the Grizzlies.
So just off game.
Uh, yeah,
And he didn't shoot a ton in that game either.
yeah. He's usually getting up like 8 to 10
Yeah.
threes. Uh, Similar players killing the Raptors. Guys like Hauser, Cameron Johnson. Cameron Johnson again. Prince. Yeah. Patrick Williams stayed under, but that guy stinks. So
He
I
ain't a
didn't even
shooter.
care. Yeah, he sucks. I'll make a compilation in share on Twitter later today because I watched the last game and it was like these videos when Westbrook was playing for the Lakers, when like his bricks,
Yeah, and then like
it
his teammates would get annoyed, visibly
yeah
annoyed. Yeah.
yeah, and it was a bit worse with Patrick Williams in the last game. Like he literally like it's a wide open three. You don't even expect him to make it, and it's like a layup. He airballs. He airballed two layups in the last game and two threes, and he's one of the worst starters in the league. And I don't know how long they continue getting the minutes into him because he sucks. But overall, but let's go back to this. Let's go back to the Scotty Barnes. I think Trey Murphy is pretty much self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Scotty Barnes with 28 plus minutes without Quickly and with Barrett on. Over this in 16 out of 18. 6 plus assists in 16 out of 18. Averaging 8 assists a game and already had 7 in a blowout against the Pelicans. And also Pelicans allow 5th most assists in the league. So overall, easy self-explanatory bet. What's the price we are getting on this?
Minus 112 FanDuel.
Yeah. I mean, I got it at plus money, but I still like it there. So
Yeah. Shop around as always for all of your bets all the time. We'll play it here. Minus 112 available at FanDuel. And hopefully we cash in on an SGP. I was looking into it. Straight plays have been really crushing it this year. The SGPs haven't been the same. Whereas last year,
yeah,
I think it was the opposite. SGPs were crushing it. So who knows why that's the case? Perhaps it's just coincidence.
yeah.
But hey,
You can see that lately in the 2025, I think 85%, 80 or more percent of our bets are straight bets.
yes.
Because you need to see how are you performing on stuff and just adjust.
That's why tracking is vital. And we track all of our bets publicly on our BetStamp page, betstamp.app/theboardhq. If you ever want to see the show record. Actually, sorry, it's not the board. We have the pick and roll account. betstamp.app/u/pick and roll. And it's also linked down below if you guys ever want to check out how the show is doing, even though we still update pre-show. Let's go to the next game. Your Rockets. I see you in a Rockets jersey today. We've got Houston plus 6.5 away. Sorry, I lagged. I crashed out there. I'm back. How do you feel about this? 6.5. Do you have anything to say? Do you think this is a fair spread for the Rockets? 6.5 against the Celtics?
I think the Boston Celtics are the biggest mismatch for the Houston Rockets in the entire league. So when we play top 10 teams in the league, like each conference combined, top 10 teams, Houston Rockets at 12-3 against Thunder, against Cleveland Cavaliers, against Memphis. We are the best. Like there is no team like that has better record than us against top 10. But Boston Celtics, like they blown us out at home. Like we didn't have any chance. Like they just destroyed us.
What is
Maybe
it
that
about?
was size, and they have a smart coach. Yeah, they are just like Jalen Green, dude. If you can make your step back shots, do it. And yeah, and same thing to Fred VanVleet. And they are not letting Şengün breathe in the paint. Like you are not going there. We'll make Dylan Brooks and Evan Thompson make shots. We don't care. So yeah, I think like that's how Houston Rockets are winning games because Udoka is doing that to opposing teams, and he's now going to do against the team that's doing the same. And
Right.
uh, everyone on the Celtics can shoot, and no one on the our team can shoot. So it's a mismatch. Like, I think the biggest mismatch in the league for the Houston Rockets. So I'm not looking forward to this game at all. I'm wearing Houston Rocket jersey, but it's not Alperen Şengün. It's a shout out to my goat James Harden.
James Harden.
Yeah, this game against the Bucks was like prime time
Yeah, 40,
2018 James
40
Harden.
points.
Yeah, he was cooking. Yeah, he was cooking, and it's so beautiful to see. Like in 2025, James Harden. Like, yeah, it was incredible. I can't even explain how I enjoyed it, even though he's not playing for the Houston anymore. It was like prime Harden stuff, and he's doing. He has incredible season this season.
Yeah,
So
and timing wise, I'm not sure when the voting takes place for All Stars, but if coaches are still placing their votes for All Star appearances, this definitely helped his case in getting some extra votes to go his way because he has a good chance of getting into the Western All Star team. The way he's been playing this season for the
yeah,
Clippers, we'll see.
yeah,
Do you think he deserves
he
it?
yeah, he is legit being the system, and uh, I don't think any players in the league, besides maybe Jokic and Luka, can put Clippers in this place. Yeah,
Right.
I'm standing behind that stuff like 100%. Yeah.
Next up, we'll go to Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, -9 on the road at Chicago. You've talked about Chicago this season. They've won 2 of their last 10 games. They are struggling, still 10th in the East because the East kind of stinks. The Nuggets, on the other hand, 14-9 away from home. So as much as we say strong home court advantage, they've been playing fine on the road as well. And -9 here. Any thoughts for this game?
Yeah. Uh, we should go to the Michael Porter Jr. over 15.5 points. -115, -120, -125. Uh,
Okay, let's see.
no luck on FanDuel.
Never.
on this, yeah, it's tough.
They're
It's
too
tough.
they're
They are
too sharp
sharp.
for us right now.
Yeah.
Some days
It.
it's like every bet is on FanDuel, and some days it's just everything you're looking at. It's moved there, but
I'll say
nature of the beast.
I'll say it's really has to do something with the schedule. I'll say it's very correlated with the schedule. We had one game on Sunday, and they opened up on Sunday, so they opened up the lines 24 hours ago, and
Right,
yeah,
that's a great point.
yeah, and then they just got every good bet got slammed. So on the my MPJ side, let me just go through some stuff. With Jokic and Murray and playing like 28 minutes, 28 plus minutes. Uh, he's been killing this line over in 21 out of 28 games. But let's go even further. Let's exclude just a second. I think I'll put 25 plus game minutes, and let's do when he's not playing top 13, top 12 teams in defensive rating because now he's playing the 24th. With Jokic and Murray against teams who are average to below average on defense, or in 13 out of 15 games, averaging 90.5 points, and now playing the Bulls, who allowed the second most points in the entire league because they are playing at third highest pace. Pace suits him really well. They are somehow allowing second most threes. MPJ is scoring 50% of his points from the three, uh, a ton of above the break threes. He's also scoring 30% at the rim, and Bulls allow the most at the rim. And they are terrible at guarding handoffs and off screen, and that's how they should play tonight. And also, I don't know what they are going to do with Jokic. Like they just can't let they can't let Vucevic handle Jokic, and think it's Patrick Williams probably guarding MPJ maybe, and then he'll need to help inside. So it will be, yeah, I don't see it for them. And Denver on the road could actually stay in the game. I mean,
Chicago.
this shouldn't be Bulls at home should be able to stay in the game. So yeah, I think this is a great spot to go for MPJ, averaging 19.5. Like that's incredible. Like in similar, yeah. Overall, need to take this line. It makes no sense for MPJ to be there.
All right. Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. over 15.5 points is where we will go for the fifth play of the day. So plenty
Fifth,
of action.
and yeah, that's it.
Loads of bets for today, and hey,
and-
it's
and-
decreasing variance.
Yeah, and also a ton of my stuff already moved. Like I placed like myself like more than double digits, I would say, bets like kind of like an hour ago, like starting every day, like at 45 minutes before the show. 45 minutes before the show, I'm just have my bets ready and just go in and bet them and send them out. So yeah, it moves. Like I must bet myself. So sorry guys,
Yes.
I went away from the yeah.
It's okay.
I
We
must
heard
bet
you.
myself. Yeah.
All right, 4 more games to go through. Well, we've gone quite well. Feel free to pace through some of these if there's nothing to discuss. We have the Atlanta Hawks, 10.5 point underdogs against Minnesota. In Minnesota, Atlanta have been struggling as of late. Lost 4 in a row. Lost back-to-back at home to the Raptors. That's not great, including a blowout last game. It hasn't been clicking for them lately, Atlanta. And Minnesota, good opportunity to find a win. Anything to discuss?
Jalen Johnson and Trae Young are out for the Hawks. That's why the spread is so big.
Oh,
They are by far like number 2 and number 1 on the team. Like third best player is not even close to them too. So yeah, it's tough. Like 2 best players are out on the road against the Wolves, who are kind of starting to play well. Tough one. Could be a blowout win for the Wolves, but I don't trust Wolves offense, so you never know.
any bets for this game?
Nope. Some leans, but we already have a ton, so don't care
No
about the
bets.
lean.
Next up, Wizards plus 12 in Dallas. We tend to ignore the Wizards. Is this the case today, or you got something here?
No bets here, yeah, as well. The rest of the slate stinks. Yeah.
All right. I mean, we've got Milwaukee -9 against the Jazz and the Clippers -1 against Phoenix. Anything from these two games, or are we ready for Q&A?
Can we go to the Bucks and Jazz and see like is there any lines for Lowry Markkanen?
Let's see.
But no assists and rebounds actually.
Okay. So points, he's at 20.5 for
separately, like player assist and player
sorry,
rebound.
I
Yeah.
thought I meant combo lines. Okay. So Markkanen over 5.5 rebounds is -135.
Let's do
Or
this
what
and
is this?
both and like let's bet over 5.5 and then try to add assists over 1.5 or 2+. Is there a 2+? Yeah, no, like I wanted to do this like if it's not a good correlation because I need this game to stay close for this to hit. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, no assist lines for Markkanen here. Anything you want to go to here? Or?
Yeah, no. I have see some questions from the chat. I'll need to make some statements there to clear something out, so we can go to the Q&A.
Okay. Yeah. What is it you wanted to start with?
Just go to the bets and then we'll go back to these about getting early and Pips, you need to let us bet first and stuff like that.
Okay. Yes, we can save that for the end. Good friend Chillionaire asked about Bogdanovich over 3+ assists -115 or 5+ assists +475.
Yeah, I'll lean over. I checked the numbers. His numbers without Jalen Johnson and Trae Young are he's the main ball handler in that situation, getting 30 plus minutes. If this wasn't a Wolves matchup, I will bet this on the show. But against the Wolves, yeah, tough one. Great defense, no assist allowed. So it's tough matchup, but numbers are great without Trey and George and Johnson. Like I think most guys that play basketball and understand basketball like don't need to play, but when you are, like have some knowledge, like when you see Jalen Johnson out and Trey Young out, like Bogey is probably their third best creator, so the ball will need to go through him, and yeah,
Hmm.
so makes sense. But lean over, just lean over.
Okay. Nicholas Jepson asked about Jalen Brown under 4.5 assists at minus 125.
Yes, if White is ruled in. If White is out, don't like it.
And also asked about John Morant over 21.5 points at minus 120.
Decent, but that went from 19.5 to 21.5 already. So kind of looked uninterested to score last couple of games, but now it's going to Madison Square Garden, so probably should be.
Even when like if a line, even if it's still like a good position, but I've missed like the good line, the better line, I struggle to come to grips betting that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah. That's
I
been
still
my
like it, but I'm like, man, I didn't get the price I could have got, so now I don't want to play it.
so that's why I don't look at the slate before I can bet it. Like I don't watch overnight stuff because I didn't see that it was 19 and a half, and
Right.
then I check later it's 21 and a half, and then I'm like I don't want to take it. And if I did it didn't look at the 19 and a half, and if I saw 21 and a half today, I'll probably bet it. Like if I didn't see that it was already 19 and a half,
Right.
I would like it probably. Yeah, I think I've changed like a lot of sharp bettors on NBA props and stuff discuss that. There's a couple of interesting discussions on Twitter. I think I've seen Kirk Evans also saying similar. Like it's tough to pull a trigger and probably leaving some money on the table with that. Like when you see like line that's, for example, it's been 19 and a half, it's now 20 and a half, and you know it's going to close 21 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But you just you have to get past that block, I
yeah.
guess, of taking that sort of number.
Yes, just Johnny asked last question. That was I was inclined. That was I was trying to find. That was I was trying to find and bet.
So 2+ assists, 6+ rebounds, parlayed for Markkinen at plus 300 is would
Yeah,
be a go if you could find that.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
next up,
I was.
oh, go ahead.
I think there are better prices out there than plus 300. So yeah,
So okay, 300 or better, we'll say.
yeah,
We'll say for
yeah,
that. Not we're not tracking that for the show, but it would
yeah,
be
yeah,
if we could play it. Jelko
yeah.
says Claxton under 10.5 points or under 21.5 PRA, both of which are about minus 110.
Claxton. Hmm. Let me just check. They are playing against the Kings. That's terrible matchup for Claxton. Transition and pick and roll stuff and rim absolutely taken away. But earlier this season, he scored 4 points in 23 minutes against the against the Kings. So yeah, makes sense. He's now playing less than 30 minutes every single game. And when he is getting like 22 to 30 this season, he's under in most of the games. I would say D'Angelo Russell as a creator should help him get some looks. Uh, but yeah, I lean under. I lean under in this one as well. Let me check his rebounds. 8.5, also an under lean. 19.5. Yeah, I may be not in favor of assist under, but points and rebounds at 19.5 kind of looks like a good spot to bet an under. Yeah.
Next up,
I
James Papa
sorry.
asks. Oh, you have something else there on Claxton.
No. I think it's enough. Yeah.
James asked about Zion over 6.5 rebounds, minus 125.
An opinion on this.
Fair
Yeah.
line.
Yeah. I don't know. Rebounds, yeah, overall, like
Also
least opinion.
discusses Jokic over 27.5 points, minus 125 against the Bulls, suggesting there's
Yeah,
nobody to guard him.
yeah, good, decent one. Yeah.
A couple people asked about Porzingis. Bear Commander Go Bears asked about over 18.5 points, minus 115.
Houston Rockets, one of the rare spots when you don't like want to take Porzingis.
And your friend James, I'm not sure if it's James in particular, but a lot of people, a lot of talk in the chat recently about Porzingis first quarter overs.
Yeah,
I know Props Madness has first quarter stuff now.
yeah.
Is there something there for Porzingis?
The win rate is incredible, but it's
Not
not
today.
again. Yeah, you can see that.
Look at that streak there.
Yeah, yeah, he's been crushing, but against Houston, he had 2 points. Against Houston, entire game, you can see. Like if you look at the games when he played over 22 minutes, and by far the lowest scoring game is against Houston, and usage you can see tank. The lowest usage of the season by far against the Houston Rockets. We just didn't let him get anything. Like we were putting 2 guys on him. So,
well, hey, hopefully, if you like betting Porzingis overs, Houston limit him today, and it deflates the numbers a little bit for the next game.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like if it opens 17.5 next game, we are going to bet this.
Well, there you go. Okay, now we'll get to these questions. These will be the last ones. Bear Commander Go Bears suggests that you betting earlier in the day before the show is moving all the lines away from people who bet on the show. Is this true in your opinion?
On some books it is, on sharp books, but I bet for a living, so I can do it. Like
you are a professional sports bettor.
Yeah, I mean I'm getting like the most I ever had this season, so yeah, I'm now moving the lines. I'm betting myself on some books, but I'm from Croatia, so only offshore available for me. So I'm moving the lines there probably, but I have some people getting there for me on other books. So yeah, I moved the lines, and I mean like that's what I have to do to make a living from it.
It's
Like,
the nature of betting. If you're good at betting, you will bet for a living, and the show is still up 20 units lifetime. So you seem to be doing okay.
Yeah, I mean, it also didn't help that the lines opened so early. Even like I would say, like when they opened this early at the time of our show, the limits are actually quite decent. Yeah, they are really good. Like every season, we get higher limits on props. This season has been really good for limits wise, like the most ever, and I can without problem get a lot of down. So it's been really good.
Sorry, one extra one here. It's me, Dado asks about a threes ladder for Naz Reid against the Hawks. Do you think it's a good matchup for Naz Reid 3-point wise today?
I don't. I'll say I'll go to the Props Madness and show you why the things we are actually looking to add on Props Madness, because there are some like huge misconceptions. Going to Naz Reid, and now when you look at the Hawks, you can see that they allow 5th most threes in the league and the most above the break threes in the league. Like they are the most like threes above the break and the most 5th most threes overall. But I'll just switch this screen, stop screen here, and I'll open something else to show you guys. Going to NBA. I think we can share this. Yeah, like this is public data, right? Just advanced stuff on the NBA side. We are going to. Can you see this on the screen? I'll need to probably zoom in a bit.
Yeah, we have it open.
Yep. So when you look at the Hawks last, let's say 15 games. Last 15 games.
Zoom in a bit.
Hawks.
You can go a bit wider here.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
So let's look at the Hawks last 15 games. So in the entire season, how many games? 44 so far?
Yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, roughly. So we can, as I said, as I showed you on Prop Madness, the Houston Hawks on the season allow the most above the break threes. But when you look at the last 15 games, they allow fifth least attempts. So they switched around. Like last a week before Christmas, I think was the time when I noticed that they switched their defense. They were one of the best paying defenses, and now they are allowed the most at the rim, by far the most at the rim. Like this is like by far. So they allow 21 field goals made at the rim, and the Bulls are second with 19. And then teams go by 19, 18.5. So they allow by far the most at the rim. And before they were the best rim defense, one of the best. And now now they don't allow above the break threes. Like so they switched the way they defend mid season. And yeah, the looking at props madness, you get like kind of a bit wrong data, outdated data, because like on the season they are still there, because there are like look, teams at the bottom allow 25 threes a game, and teams at the top allow 30. So that's not like a huge difference. Like you need way more games than 15 to catch up on this data.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the problem. So we are working to add last 15 games section on Props Madness as well. So you can check what's the last 15 and what's the entire season. So looking at this, if they are top 5 in defending above the break 3 or overall threes, you don't want to bet Nasri threes. Like it doesn't make much sense. Yeah, that was the point for Nasri.
Well, there you go. Maybe not the best spot for Naz Reid on threes today. Last question. We've talked a little bit about this, but Showtime 102 says, doesn't getting CLV solely for games kill your accounts? Do you have any advice for what to do when you start losing valuable accounts? So, like, the advice should not be when you start losing valuable accounts. The advice should be what to do to avoid losing valuable accounts. So I'll share some of the stuff that I would recommend doing. Number one, the early stages of your account are it varies from sportsbook to sportsbook, but the early stages of your account are very important. So if in the first week of your account, you're just picking off stale lines, you're going to get profiled relatively quickly. So, it kind of sucks, but to prolong your account can enhance your EV. So taking some minus EV plays to make it look like you're not going to be a winner in the long run could improve your EV long term, because you can keep that account open. So SGPs are an interesting spot to that a lot of sports people look at and say, okay, we don't need to worry about this person here. You can just fire away every now and then, like as Nicholas puts it, a degen parlay just to like help take the scent off of your picks. But I think the most important thing that a lot of people do, like especially if you're tailing a show like this, if you just sign into your account, bet, and then close the tab, they know what you're doing. They know you're picking off a stale line. You need to do a little bit more work in spending time on the site, clicking on things, loading up different things, and then playing your bet. Or if it's going to move quickly, maybe play it, then spend some time on the account, just clicking into random markets. Honestly, just looking around, just maybe check out the awards markets, futures markets, different sports. All of these little things are going to help prolong your account. Before I pass over to Pips for any advice from him, there's a really good episode on the Circles Off channel. It's our educational channel at The Hammer, at Circles Off HQ, with Mr. Limited. Find that video, and he goes through more in depth on what I'm talking about here, on how to keep your accounts open and avoid getting limited. I think that's fantastic for a lot of people as a place to start in this conversation. Pips, any word from you?
I will also add, if you don't know what's the process of them limiting, also I would recommend the Shipper One episode. I think it's also a good information
that is
out
good
there
as well.
to say. Yeah. Also, if you you need to everyone in the chat, if you're anything serious about betting, you need to start watching Circles Off, especially the educational episodes on you can learn a lot. I'm sending to my friends regularly, it's not like every episode. It's some of these episodes are in depth, not for beginners type of recreational bettors, but there are a lot of episodes that can help you. On this question, first off, CLV early. that's first off, don't bet odds GM stuff. Like top down betting is usually what's going to kill your account, and the bookies are starting to like build almost like firewalls against this. Like they are like if you are just picking stale lines, they'll notice. Also, even though we do this on the show, of course, and I recommend everyone to tail, it's difficult by like when you bet something and like telling big groups like that have like not like 50 people, but like some discord that have like 1,000 peoples, and when they share a bet and the book receives 500 bets at the same time, it's quick to it's really quick to notice that stuff and flag your account. On my personal, I need to bet like I don't bet overnight, but I have like 8 a.m. is when I start like to send out bets for people. I have a couple of people getting down for me, and they don't care. Like this, they want every bet, and they are finding new accounts. They have people to new accounts. So when it comes to my personal betting, I can do it at that time. And also there are some like accounts that like you need to. Yeah, I don't know how much I can speak on this topic on this show. So hope you guys understand. I just caught myself in between.
Hey,
So
you passed on some valuable videos on the Circles Off channel, which is our educational division here at the Hammer Betting Network.
yeah,
I've linked in the chat the Mr. Limited episode, which will give you extra information on how to avoid limits. The Shipper episode, where Shipper used to be a trader at a recreational sports book and highlights things that he looked for himself to limit accounts. And I gave you the link to the entire Circles Off channel, which is an absolute gold mine for people getting started in sports betting. I can't credit that enough for when I started sports betting to actually win, and how much this channel actually helped me do that. So
yeah.
definitely recommend.
I will say, probably the best podcast. I don't know. It's podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's show.
show
Yeah,
podcasts. Yeah,
show podcast. For transitioning recreational bettors into winning ones.
agreed.
Also, like by far, yeah. If you watch like their episode regularly, you will improve as a sports bettor by a lot, quite some margin. Like, yeah,
I agree. Definitely these ones for this conversation here.
yeah,
Circle Back is also good, and I feature on that. We'll have an episode of that coming out tomorrow,
yeah,
8 a.m. I'm just a producer, but hey, I take a little bit of a part. Pips, you're a big
yeah.
fan of Circle Back, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was probably like 4 times so far on the show. So yeah,
Yeah, we do feature your tweets a lot as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
You do get on this one. Unfortunately, I have the rundown. You're not featuring this week, but there's always
yeah,
great topics
yeah.
this week.
I, I,
And
wa-
this
I, wa-
week,
I was quiet last week. So yeah,
yeah. This week, I mean, yesterday in the Chiefs and Bills game, there was some controversy. That'll definitely be a feature tomorrow, but you'll have to
yeah,
tune in for that.
I've seen Portnoy. He was tweeting something. Yeah,
Portnoy features in the first
yeah,
segment of the show.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
among some
I,
other people in the space.
yeah, I'm a like kind of like huge like casual of the NFL, but it
Yeah.
did seem like crazy on that clip that they showed. So I don't know.
Yep. Well, you'll have to find out tomorrow,
Yeah,
everybody. But that will do it from
yeah,
us on the Board YouTube channel today. Here is the recap of the show's picks. 5 official picks today. Make sure you guys, if you're telling you enjoyed the show, got good value out of it, you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Give us some support. The content is free. All we ask in return is you support us by liking and subscribing. All right, here is the picks. Cade Cunningham, under 9.5 assists, -125. Keegan Murray, over 17.5 points plus rebounds, -125. Mikal Bridges, not Miles Bridges, over 17.5 points, -115. Then in SGP, Trey Murphy, 15 plus points and 2 plus threes. Scotty Barnes, 6 plus assists, 3 legs, -112 at FanDuel. And finally, Michael Porter Jr., over 15.5 points, -120 for all 5 bets. Shop around as always. Thank you
hey,
for everybody for watching. Go ahead.
you guys need to like this video. because if you don't like the video, I won't show up tomorrow. So if I see under 50 likes, I'll miss the show. So just so you know.
50 likes. We need 50 likes on the show today. Support the channel. Come on. The channel's free. Take a second out of your day to hit the like button, and that will do it from us. Hopefully, we're back tomorrow. We should be back tomorrow. And we're back every weekday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. We hope to see you there for more from the board presented by the FanDuel Sportsbook.